Hello everyone, Shalaka here from STEM Birds. Welcome to Melton City Council Learning Directives. So in our today's session, we are going to learn how to draw polygons and how to make clones of sprites. Okay, we can make different types of designs, and in computer programming actually you can think of anything and you can do it. So let's do some different flower patterns and cloning patterns. Let's start.
Hello everyone, I'm Shalaka here again, and today we are going to make one new game in Scratch. Okay, so welcome to tutorials from STEM Birds. Yeah. So today we are going to make a Pong game. So there will be different sprites in that game. So let's add those sprites. Okay, so first we can delete this cat. So click on X to delete cat. Okay, then click on cat face to go to sprite library. Click on it. And in our today's game, I'm going to get this ball as one sprite. You can see ball is added here on the stage. Then again click on cat face to go to sprite library. And we are going to choose paddle as another sprite. So guys, you can see these sprites are ordered alphabetically. And also to find it quickly, you can type it here in search. So you can type P-A-D-D-L-E, paddle. Okay. So choose paddle, you can see this green color bar. Yeah. So now we have got two sprites, ball and paddle. Now let's add one backdrop so that our game will look nice. Choose a backdrop, click on this button, and this time I'm going to add this neon tunnel. Click on it so that you can see the nice backdrop on the stage. Okay, so first the idea of this game is the ball will be moving randomly on the screen, and with the paddle we will bounce it. Okay, so let's make this program first. So always remember, when we are making any game or story, the planning is important. So we have to plan what we are going to do. That planning, step by step planning is important. So first step, so let's make this paddle move with the mouse pointer. Okay, so that when you move mouse or mouse pointer cursor, the paddle should move with it. Okay, so first click on paddle so that we will program it. Then go to events. When green flag clicked, you can zoom in if you want. Yeah. So when green flag clicked, now as we want it to move continuously all the time, so go to control palette and get the forever loop. Yeah. Now go to motion palette, and from here you can see there is a block. Go to random position, drag it, put it inside forever, and instead of random position, change it to mouse pointer. And now you can see when I click on green flag, the paddle will move with mouse pointer. Okay, so this is the paddles functionality for this game. Okay, and we are done with the paddle programming. Okay, so again you can click on stop button. Yeah, and now click on ball. So now let's program ball. So first idea is, let's add movement for this ball. For that, events, when green flag clicked. You can zoom in so that you can see your script properly. So control, and the ball is going to move randomly on the screen all the time, always in your game. So when we say that particular action to be there always, so we will add forever loop. So it will keep on repeating that action until you press stop button. Okay, that's why loop, we use loop in computer programming to repeat actions. Yeah. Now forever. So what should happen forever? So ball has to move. So go to motion palette and get the move 10 steps block. So if I get move 10 steps block, so what will happen here? Forever move 10 steps. So it will keep on moving to right side. Okay, and you can see it is stuck at the edge. So to make sure it is going to move in the stage only, we have got a block if on edge bounce. So get that block, drag it and attach it here. inside forever. Now see what happens. So now if I click on green flag, ball is moving, and when it is touching on edge, it is bouncing because of this block. If on edge, bounce. So the movement is there for the ball. Now let's add some direction to that movement. So for that, okay, click on stop button and then get the block point in direction and attach it above forever loop like this. And here instead of 90 degree, I will set it to 45 degree so that it will have some direction. Now you can see if I click on green flag, so ball is, it looks like it is going randomly on the stage, and when it is touching edge, it is bouncing. Okay. Now, so here, if you want to add speed, if you want to change its speed, if you want to make it faster, you can add 20 steps. So you can see ball is going faster. What will you do if you want to make it slower? You can add some small number of steps. So it will move slowly. Yeah. Okay, everyone. So this is how we are going to change the speed, or we can control the speed of ball. So in our game, I will put it 10 steps so that it will be enough. Yeah. This is a good speed. Now again, I will click on stop button. Now, yeah. So now what should happen in the game? So when ball is moving randomly here and there, if it touches paddle, it has to bounce back. So what does that mean? What is a bouncing action? So bounce means ball has to turn into opposite direction. That means when the ball will touch paddle, it will go in opposite direction. Okay, that is a bouncing action. So what we will do? We will add if condition. So if touching paddle, turn by 180 degree. What is a going into opposite direction means turning by 180 degrees. Okay, so let's add it in our program. And we are going to add different conditions. So I will get another green flag. Again go to control, forever. All those conditions that we are going to add in our game, those conditions should be there always in our game. That's why again we will get a forever loop. So forever, now I will get the first condition. So we have got if then and if then else. These two are the conditional statements here. These are called as conditional statements, if then. So get if then, attach it inside forever. Okay. Now here we need to add condition if touching paddle. Okay. For that, go to sensing palette, click on sensing, and from there get the first block, touching mouse pointer, drag it and attach it inside this diamond area. You can see when I am moving the block, when it make the starting point of your block on the diamond area, so it will highlight it with the white color and then drop it. Okay, now click here and choose paddle. So if touching paddle, then bounce. So how to add bounce? Get the block, turn 180 degrees. So here I am saying turn 180 degrees, and anyways forever it will move. Okay, so we have got a moving action. Now let's see what happens. If I just say 180 degrees, so I can see it is touching, but you can see the code will become like this. So it will be glitching. So how to fix it and why it is happening? Because computer is doing these things very fast. Okay, that's why we have to slow it down. We need to add some wait statements in our program to fix that problem. So again go to control palette and get wait 1 second, attach it below, turn 180 degree, and instead of 1 second we can add some small amount of seconds, maybe 0.1. It should be enough. Let's see. Sorry. And also to make it bit more interesting, we'll change color of a ball. So when it touches paddle, let's add change color. So go to looks palette and get the block change color effect by 25, drag it and attach it here. so that every time ball touches paddle, it will change its color as well. And let's add some sound. So if you click on sounds, we have got there is a boing and pop sound. Boing sound is little bit interesting. Yeah. So yeah, click on green flag. Now see. So every time ball touches paddle, it is changing its color and it is making boing sound. Yeah, perfect. So now these are the basic actions are ready. Means ball is moving randomly. When it is touching paddle, it is turning, it is bouncing, it is changing its color, and we can hear sound as well. Yeah, nice. Now let's add a score. Hmm? So every time ball touches paddle, we will add some score or points. Okay, so that you can so so that the game will be a bit more interesting if you are getting points in it. So go to variable, then click on make a variable. So what is a variable? Variable is I can say container of a value. In computer programming, we use variable to store some value. For example, score or some points. You might have observed that in different games, when we start our game, the points will be 0 or your score will be 0, and as you get some actions or suppose your player is collecting coins, you will get points in the game. So what is those points or score? It is a variable. Okay, so variable means the it is a container of a value and the value will be changing. Okay, that's why it is called as variable. So let's make a variable. Click on the button. It will open this window. So let's write down the name of a variable as points. Then click on OK. Yeah. So you can see the points variable is added here, as well as you can see it on the stage. Okay. Now initially, always remember when you create a variable, you have to set its initial value. Initial value means when you start your game, what you want the score. So generally, if there is a points or score, initial value will be 0. So I will get the block set my variable to 0, and instead of my variable, we have to choose our variable, which is points. So set points to 0, and we want to give points every time the player when the player is playing game and every time ball touches paddle. Okay, so we have got this condition here, if touching paddle. So here get the block change my variable by 1, attach it here and choose points. So here change points by 1 means it will add 1 point. Every time ball touches paddle, it will add 1 point. If you want to subtract point, you will say -1. Okay, so here in this game you can add 10 points, so that every time ball touches paddle, you can see, look at the points. Now 20, 30, 40. So this is how you can add points in your game. Yeah, so now we are getting points as well. Yeah, so game looks very easy, isn't it? Now let's make it a bit more challenging. Okay, because there is no challenges in the game as of now. But let's add it. So we'll add one red color line here at the bottom, and every time ball touches, or if the ball touches red line, game over. Okay, so go to click here on the stage, then click on backdrops. Yeah, from here choose a line, click on line. You can choose a red color. If it is not there already, you can choose this red color. Then thickness of a line, I will make it 30. Okay, you can see a dot. Then click on the left side bottom corner and then drag it, drag a line and then drag up to the right side corner. Yeah, so you can see there is a red color line added at the bottom of the stage. Yeah, perfect. Now go to code ball. Now let's add another condition. If, get the if then block. And remember, this is a separate if condition, so you have to add the condition here. Inside forever, but at the bottom of another if condition. By mistake, sometimes we attach it here inside this if condition. No, this is a separate if condition, so you have to attach it below that, like this. Okay. So now we will say if, we'll add condition if touching red color, then stop all. So stop all means it will freeze everything and the game over. So go to sensing palette, get the second block touching color, click on it, drag it and attach it inside if. Yeah. Now how to choose red color, how to get your perfect shade of the red color. Click on this area here, color area. Now click on this button and move your cursor and make sure the center of your circle is on the red color. Click so that you can see the red color is added here in the block. So if touching color red, control and get the stop all. Now you can see what will happen. So now the paddle has to save, you have to save ball from touching red color. Yeah, see, so when a ball is touching red color, it will freeze everything. So stop all, it will. So you can see stop all is will be the last block of your program always, because you can see, you can observe there is no notch at the bottom of the stop all. So stop all block will be always the end or the last block of your program. Okay. But now when the ball is touching red color, let's pop up the message as game over. Okay. Let's do that. For that we will create another sprite which is a game over. Okay. So when we want that sprite to be there, we have to send a broadcast block so that game over sprite will come to know that there is a action happened, that ball is touching red color. So go to events palette, get a broadcast and attach it above stop all. So click here on the message one and write down the name of a message as game over. Then click on OK. So when touching color red, broadcast, we are sending broadcast message from ball script. Now let's create another sprite as a game over text. So move your cursor here, click on brush, paint button. Okay, and here there is a T for text. You can choose any color. So let's choose a color which will look nice on this area, on this stage. So I will choose this fresh and bright green color. You can choose a font. For example, I will choose this curly font. Yeah, after that click in the paint area and type game over. Okay, so how to make this font bigger? So click outside and then click on the corner and you can make it bigger. Try to put it at the center. You can see the center of the paint area is here. So drag it and move it and put it at the center. Okay. And here this, instead of sprite 1, let's write down the name of a sprite as game over sprite. Okay, so write down the name here as game over. So now what is the action of a game over? So click on code. So definitely when your game starts, when you click on green flag, we don't want this text to be there. So when green flag is clicked, go to looks palette and hide. Get the hide block from looks palette, attach it here. Okay, now go to events and you can see, as we are sending a broadcast game over message, you will get the block when I receive game over. You can automatically get game over here. So when I receive game over, then show. Get the block, show. So for game over sprite, we are writing initially when we start our game, hide, and when I receive game over message, show. Okay. Also, we can set its position to the center. So go to motion palette, get the go to block, attach it here and make it 0 0, so that it will be at the center of the stage. Okay. So now let's try and check whether it is working or not. Click on green flag. Ah, okay. So it is touching, but we can't see game over message. Why? Because sometimes what happens, as I said, computer is so these things will happen too fast. So when it is touching color, immediately it is stopping all. So between stop all and broadcast message, we will add some seconds. So go to control, get wait 1 second block and attach it here and make it 0.1, very small number of seconds. Okay, so that the broadcast, there will be few seconds after broadcast block and then it will stop all and then it will freeze everything. Now let's try again. Oh, yeah, perfect. See, you can try again. So when you click on green flag, and now you can see your game is ready, and when ball touches red color, it is showing you game over message. Yeah, yeah. So this is a Pong game. You can write down, you can save your game, like click on file, then save to your computer, then it will open one box, and here you can write down the name of a game as Pong game and then click on save. So your game will be saved on your laptop. As the next levels of this game, what you can do, you can add few more balls, you can change their speed, you can change balls speed. How will you change that? We have learned it before, that when the ball is moving, you can, instead of 10 steps, you can make it 20, so that it will be faster. Okay, so this is how you can add few more things. You can add few other paddles, maybe on the left side and right side, and you can make the ball bounce here and there. Yeah, so these can be upgrades of this game. Okay, I'm sure you have enjoyed this session and see you later. Yeah, everyone, bye bye. Thank you for watching this video.
So guys, thanks for watching this video, and I'm sure you like this Pong game and you are going to make it now. Okay, and if you want to learn more about coding and robotics, you can go to www.stembirds.com.au. You can check, we have a variety of coding and robotics courses, and you can enroll for the next terms, coming terms. Okay, if you want to keep learning about some other things, you can definitely watch more videos on Milton City Council learning directories. Thank you.